Nate with Big Hot Homestead, and I'm taking a little walk up behind the house looking for maple trees. Now, I know you can tell by the bark and all that, I'm not really great at that once they lose their leaves. So what I'm trying to do is put a little bit of orange spray paint on those trees to determine which ones are really big enough for me to tap. So my goal this year is to either triple or quadruple the amount of trees that I'm tapping, and that takes place typically in February up here. And so I'm gonna walk around, tag a few trees, shoot a little video. So let's do it. One of the first ones I kind of put a line on it. You can see this is big enough. Definitely big enough. I could probably do 2 taps on this particular tree. And it's nice and big. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna keep walking up through here behind the house here and find ourselves maple trees. And I think I see another one over here. I'm gonna go walk over to and give a little mark. All right, what do we got here? Some birch. And we got some buckeyes. I thought I saw maple leaves, but I think I got tricked. So, all right, I'm gonna go keep walking this way, see what we can find. There's big birch, there's a shagbark, hickory. So this is a cool tree. You can actually, they're a little harder to get the nut out of it. So that's why they never really became super popular. That tree there, you can see the shaggy bark coming off of it. And that is a shagbark hickory. We have a bunch of those on the property too. They produce in cycles, like 1, 2, and 3 year. 3 years the boomer crop, and it will load it up and drop it, and then it may not produce the next year. And it kind of goes back through a growth of phases. So I'm gonna go keep looking for some maples. Something that's always handy when hiking is, I call them deer highways. So this is one here that comes down. You can see they've been walking on it in years because it's clearly defined here. It goes right around. So I typically like following those. Makes walking easier. And the deer know a pretty good idea of how to make a nice easy trail. So now if you've been watching the series on clearing up the hill, this is the hill behind the house that I've been doing. And you can see all the little smaller growth here. And what I really want to do is get rid of a lot of the smaller stuff and really let the big trees do their stuff. Now walking through here, there's some gorgeous pines, big old pine trees, and lots of birch out here. So let's continue on to find ourselves another maple. Right, we got 2 maples here. That one and that one. This one is a little close to the size I would want. I could tap it. That one looks about right size, so let's give them a little bit of this orange love. So when I'm ready to tap this season, they're easy to find for me. So this is, I don't know if anybody else does this, but this to me is going to be the easiest method to clearly show where these trees are. Especially when I hike up here to, oh wow, that's a big maple right here too. So there's 2 clearly defined trees. And look at this big boy. Woo! That is a big maple, and it's actually right down there is the first maple tree I tagged. And we got this beauty right here. So I'm gonna have to do a little clearing, but let's get this little thing marked up. I have to crawl into this tree. I am gonna get a chainsaw up in here more. Oh, I'm gonna stop the camera. Blah. Awesome! Another tree marked. It's always fun coming through here because you don't know how many maples you have. So just in this spot here, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm up to 6, I think, tag trees up here. And right in front of me, there's another beauty. And there's a really big one right there. I tagged that one already because that's actually by the gun range. and you can see it's going red. So it's a really pretty tree. And that one I can definitely tap a couple taps in. It's big. So we're gonna keep walking through here and see the clearing project started right down here. And I have some witch hazel. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet. They all have leaned over and fallen. So I might just try to trim up, see if they can get back into a bush size. Because I believe these three, that one there, this one here, and this one here are all actual native witch hazel. I thought it was the invasive kind, but it's actually native. And there's that maple I just marked. And we're gonna go down by the range targets and come back around. So back around the targets, there's one of the gigantic maple that's turning red. Get a little bit more paint. And you can see the pretty colors up there. And right behind it is actually another maple. And we're gonna mark that. Oh, this is cool. Check that out. That is pretty neat. I believe that is a, oh, my wife grows them. I can't think of the plant type. I'll add it to the video. And here's another beautiful tall maple. All right. There's a cherry tree right next to a maple. Oh, that's gonna be a hard choice there. Two trees growing together. You'll see a lot of locusts in here. I said I'm gonna leave some locusts, but there's just so many of them. I'm gonna really open it up. There's another big maple right back there. All right, let's keep going this way. I know I got some more maples. Here's another one. Not tappable yet, I don't think. We'll measure it. I'm pretty sure this is just a little too small. And then we have, that's a little maple growing next to this maple, next to this maple. So these are all maples. Again, they're very close, but I need to thin out a lot of the other stuff that's underneath them. And I'm also going to tag all these because I don't know. We'll be doing it through the winter, clearing this hill, and I just want to make sure that we don't take out my little sap producers that I want. And I'll take this branch off, let this one really grow. All right, let's keep going. Oh, I've been coming through here. Got one mark there, that one over there. There's one right down there, and then this is a beast. But the coolest one, and I'm probably not gonna go too much higher now. There's one right there. Now I lost sight of it, but there's a gigantic one right over there. So I'm gonna mark that too. I absolutely love this. Sweet breezes blowing through there. All the old trees. And I was wrong, I thought I saw an oak, but there's actually just two poplars there. Two nice big poplars, nice and straight. But climbing up here, we got that one, and you can see there's a locust that grew right beside it. It's dead now. You know, that's the kind of stuff I want to get rid of. And these little bendy trees, low growth, really give this place an opportunity to thrive right behind the house. And it's, like I said before, it's also a fire protection measure. I got this tree here, big enough again for probably a couple taps. And might move up here a little bit and see what else there is before I call it. But I've got a lot of new trees. The problem is this is a hill. And I don't want to get, carrying a 5-gallon bucket up here or taking it down. We do have the deer highways, like I say, they'll take you all over up here, but it's a lot of work to get 5 gallons of liquid at 8 pounds per gallon. You can probably get 2 buckets worth up here every couple days. They're really pumping out. Back around here, we got another shagbark again. You can see that really shaggy, nasty bark. It's very unique to them. There's a little young one here. That size there, that's about a 100-year-old tree. And I think I see their daddy mommy back here. There's a big one. So I think we'll end it up there. Go take and see that big old shagbark. That is a big one. But here's the seeds. Squirrels and the deer and stuff love them. So it'll give you a little nut you can roast out of it. I was saying before, the deer love them, and so do the other little critters. I'm not going to keep any this year. They're great to forage. To me, they're a great survival food to have on the property. A lot of people cut hickory trees down. Good firewood, good smoking wood. But if they're having a good year, they can produce a lot of food. You can just see tons of them down here from the canopy. I'm guessing it's that one right there. That tree there is pretty large. I'm guessing that's probably, oh, it may not be. There's one behind it too. So right back there's another one, equally as big. So they've definitely seeded this area. But I just love it. Fall's beautiful. Oh, there's another shagbark right over here. Nice. I didn't know I had that many on this part of the property. And again, you see these little guys right down here. Beautiful little plants. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me for marking some of my trees around here for my maple syrup production. Those videos will be out probably in February, March, and it's one of my favorite things to do. Small batch operation here, but it is delicious, and it is a great resource people have on their property. A lot of people don't realize you can do maple syrup further south than you think. You don't have to be up in New England or up on the edge of Canada or in Canada to make maple syrup. You just have to have the right temperatures. So you have to have it where it goes freezing at night, warms up during the day, and you can definitely do it. Ain't gonna make it in Florida, but you can definitely make it in more southern states than people realize. So with that, appreciate y'all watching. Have a good one.